My name is Braylon Brown, and my story will be different than what you're used to. I've always had the odds against me. From being undersized and being a 2-star recruit out of Yokum, Texas, was the only school where I even had a roster spot. I wouldn't play my whole freshman season, and I didn't even get redshirted, so headed into year 2, I played 0 snaps, but still only have 3 remaining years of eligibility. It took me halfway through year 2 to finally fight up to the running back 2 spot, and headed into my first collegiate game ever. My goal these next few years is to shock the world and make the draft. I have a long way to go, but I have 3 seasons to put myself on the map and prove to everyone that I can defy the odds, and the best way to do that is just one game at a time. This is the full story of Braylon Brown.
PARLAY is an up-and-coming DFS app that really needs more attention. With fully customizable alt lines, losing your parlay by 0.5 is a thing of the past. Try that with line reductions and payout boosts that refresh every day. No more waiting for Taco Tuesday to find value. If you sports bet and don't have parlay play, you're wasting your time. Click the link below or use code CJEA at sign up to receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 and a $5 free bet. Thank you to PARLAY for sponsoring this video.
The fact that it took me 2 years to get my first carry just puts an even bigger chip on my shoulder. We had a terrible season last year, and coming into here at 1-2 and already having a turnover, only my second play on the field, shows that we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to need to find some chemistry if I want to go ahead and secure my spot on this field, as Temple's going to go ahead and get their first 7 of this game and put us down. But we come right back out, and I'm able to get my first big gain of 9 yards, and then they give it to me again to go ahead and get my first down, and I'm just trying to rack up some solid reps as they're going to give it to me again on this dive, and I'm just picking up chunk play after chunk play. That'll be my final carry of this game, but our team will be able to go ahead and secure the win, and right now that's all that matters. I'm not the starter, so my numbers aren't important, but it's just important for me to make plays when I do get on the field, as I'm able to catch a ball right here, and they're trying to test my versatility. First game, they're just giving me some runs, and now they're opening up the playbook, letting me come out of the wide back position to catch another pass right here. I get another solid gain of 17 yards, and I'm just trying to show my worth out here against North Texas as I get yet another first down, and we're going to jump to overtime where they're going to try to give me the ball again, and our quarterback makes a bad throw. I made some solid plays this game, but we would end up losing this game to UNT in a heartbreaker. But on the bright side, as the season is moving along, I'm seeing myself getting some more and more reps, and on top of that, Cam Edwards broke his ribs, which is bad for the team, but it's giving me my chance to get my first start, and I got a little too excited and overworked myself, so I actually would not play most of this game due to my wear and tear, and we wouldn't get our first touch till this third quarter, where I'm able to catch that ball right here, and then I'm able to flip a 2nd and 17 to make it a 3rd and manageable and pick up some solid yards on the ground, where they're going to find me a few plays later in the flat, and I'm able to walk into the end zone untouched for my first collegiate touchdown of the season. And for me to get in the end zone with our starting running back down, that's big, and we would lose this game, but I'm feeling good. Just trying to show my worth to this team and secure a starting spot where our quarterback would actually throw an interception right here. But to be honest, I know it sounds selfish. I'm only worried about my personal performance, only worried about getting into the starting lineup so I can start racking up some stats and showing people that I really belong in the collegiate game. I've been doing solid on the ground and through the air, but I just need more touches at this point. Third quarter, we're down 4 points against UTSA, and I'm able to get us another first down, and they're going to pitch it to me, and I'm going to beat my defender to the outside and pick up another big gain. The more coach gives me the ball, the better I feel, and we're able to open it up right here, getting a touchdown right here to our receiver to go ahead and secure that game against UTSA, headed into one of the most important games of the season against Air Force. You guys know how important the Army versus Air Force rivalry is, so I took this game very seriously, especially with Cam still out. I'm the starter, so if I can perform in this important game, that would be huge. Unfortunately, our quarterback is going to force the ball into double coverage and turn that into an interception. Our defense will go ahead and get us a stop though, and as I catch this ball to go ahead and give us another first down, we're just driving down this field against the Falcons, trying to go ahead and get our first points of this game, where we jump to the third quarter, and I get this wide back toss, and I'm able to get to the edge to pick up a great gain of 9, where they're just going to go ahead and feed me again. I'm going to go into the end zone for my 3rd touchdown on the season in 3 weeks, as I'm fighting for that number 1 half spot with Cam Edwards being down, showing my versatility. I'm a way better catcher and route runner than Cam is, so when I'm on the field, our playbook just opens up so much more plays we can go to in the book, getting us inside the red zone again, as our quarterback just keeps feeding me, and then he's able to find our receiver beating his man wide open to go ahead and give us a 2-score lead. And then when we jump to the 4th quarter, he's going to fry his man again, absolutely cooking Air Force as we come in here and take this W 24-14, as I'm starting to string together some impressive performances as we head to a 6-3 UAB, a solid team here this season, as we're trying to go ahead and break 500, as I'm able to get this point conversion right here to secure us a 5-point lead, where we jump to the 3rd quarter down 1 point, and I'm able to get us a first down right here, but that would be my last carry, as UAB will go ahead and secure this W, pushing us down to 4-5, and now here against a 1-8 Rice. This is a weaker team, and time for me to show my true skills and hopefully get us back to 500. I get a good pass right there, and then pick up a solid gain on the wide back dive, where we go with the crosser, and I'm able to fry the linebacker right here to pick up up some solid yards, as honestly, they're using me more as a receiver than as a running back so far this season, but I can't complain. I haven't been on the field for 2 seasons, and that would continue here as they're going to take me off for one of the most important plays of the game, and we would get a turnover on downs. Fortunately, the game's not over, and we're still only down 3 points as our defense got to stop, and I'm able to get this clutch first down right here, but they would actually sub me out, and we would lose another game to 1-8 Rice. But like I said, I'm not worried about team wins, and my performances these last few weeks during Cam's injury made the coach confident enough to let me fight for that halfback 1 spot, and I swept the position battle, officially making me running back 1 halfway through my sophomore season as we head to this East Carolina game. And now that the spot is mine, I'm trying to make sure I never lose it again. Like I said, Cam has nowhere near the versatility of me, and I'm just out here catching passes. They haven't even given me the rock on the ground yet, and we're still all the way down the field through the air. I was able to get 3 receptions on this drive before our quarterback was able to find our tight end to go ahead and give us our first 7 against the Pirates. And when we go to this third quarter, I'm picking up some nice blocks for my teammates, and I'm not gonna lie, I do wish I got the ball on the ground a little more, as in the fourth quarter I only have 4 carries, but it's not gonna matter as I still contributed through the air, and we're able to win this game against East Carolina, fighting to at least get back to 500 as we have the game of the year, Army versus Navy, for the final game of the season. And I came into this game pretty banged up. We're up 7 points, and I wouldn't get my first play until the third quarter, but as you see, it's gonna be a big one. They knew I was banged up, but when we need the score to go ahead and put the game away, I'm on the field. I'm able to get that big play and then another first down, and as I pick up some blocks right here, I only have 1 man to beat. Unfortunately, I'm not able to, but I'm able to get us about 30 yards. As you see, that's only my 3rd rush of this game, and then I don't know what route I run, but it's gonna work anyway. I'm able to get myself another receiving touchdown on this season as we absolutely smoked Navy in the rivalry for the final game of this season, and also secured ourselves a bowl game against the Raging Cajuns. Only 1 rushing touchdown on 49 carries my first season, but I had 400 through the air. So headed into this bowl game and next season, I'm just trying to go ahead and expand these stats as I should be the starter headed into the next season and finally get a full season of starting football under my belt. In this bowl game, I'm just trying to show out as much as possible, but our offense really couldn't get anything going here as we're down 10-0 here in this fourth quarter, and then our quarterback is going to throw a double-teamed interception. We just didn't have enough for the Raging Cajuns in this bowl game as we get absolutely smoked by 4 scores, and I only had 5 rushes for 9 yards. And headed into next season, we have a lot of work to do if we want to improve as a team, but more importantly for me as a back, as headed into next season, I start as running back 3, and I had to fight just to be the second string as they bring in a new running back, and it seems like I'm just back to square one, just fighting for reps. But fortunately, at least I'm getting carries all season long. It's just crazy because I felt like I was finally starting to string together some good games, and then coach just gave up on me. Having to fight from the bottom again as a junior this year is really starting to discourage me, as I only have 2 more years of football left, and even though we get the dub right here, I don't have many stats, and it's looking bad for me if I want to make the league. It is a long season, but so far coming in at back 2, I just have to keep playing with a chip on my shoulder and keep making plays as I'm able to catch that first down and then run for another gain of about 20 yards where they're going to give it to me again, and our line is a lot better this season. I feel like I can get to the second level much easier as I get my first touchdown of my junior year, but unfortunately that would be our only touchdown of this game. I would come in the fourth to try to save us, but we couldn't even make the extra point to force overtime, but that was enough to show coach that the running back 1 spot is mine. So now I have a full season as a starter, and we're already starting off on the wrong foot. I am going to call for the ball being thirsty, but our quarterback didn't have to throw it, and I'm going to continue this as once I get the starting spot, I was just trying to get the ball, and I'm going to call for it again and force another bad interception. And to be honest, the quarterback didn't have to throw it, but I did call for it. So I'm going to get this 2-point conversion right here to give us the lead headed into the second quarter, where I'm just trying to make up for being greedy, just taking the ball when I deserve it and picking up many yards, as that's my first rush of this game, but I'm taking it for a gain of 30. I wish coach would trust me more on the ground. I've been lining up at the wide back running routes and lining up out wide a lot as I catch another first down, and then our quarterback's going to throw another interception. Being at Army, our quarterbacks just aren't talented enough as he's going to throw his 4th interception of this game, and this one is going to be a pick 6 as they take it all the way back, and we really need to work on our play calling and our offense if we want to see any type of success this season, as he's smacking that dance in the end zone, and they go ahead and score again as our offense has been stagnant since the second quarter. 2-minute warning hits as I get this first down, and our quarterback is going to throw another interception. I don't know why we just don't take it slower. We just force so many things. That's going to be his 5th interception of this game and his 2nd pick 6 as we get smacked by Rice's defense, and I can confidently say if we continue to play like this, not only will we have another losing season, but I won't improve at all. So we really need to step it up, and I really hope our play calling starts to change. I just hope that coach puts more trust in me. As you see, whenever I get the ball, I make a play. Getting 13 yards right there, and I'm going to go ahead and get another chunk gain of about 11. I just don't understand why coach doesn't trust me at this point, and it's funny I say that and then we fumble right here. But fortunately, Tulsa's not going to score, and I'm going to go ahead and get another first down off of this catch, and we would go ahead and be able to get some points. But here in the fourth quarter, only up 6, I'm catching another big ball right here, just trying to go ahead and put this game on ice with only 3 minutes left. But of course, we're going to sell again. And I'm not going to lie, with this losing streak, I'm going to have to go ahead and blame coach. I don't know why I'm not on the field in these close games. You see how close these games are, and we're simulating to the end. That's because I'm getting subbed off. I feel like at this point, I'm the best skill player on this team. As you see, whenever I get the ball, I'm getting as many yards as possible, trying to make plays, whether it's through the ground or the air. But but for some reason, as you see, even when we get down the field, they just sub me off. They don't even let me finish off drives as we lose another game to UAB, man, and it's just starting to frustrate me. And it's starting to frustrate me to the point where I just want to get my stats and try to transfer out for my second season. If I want any chance at making the league, my usage rate, just as well as our team's performance, isn't going to get me there. So at this point, I'm playing for myself. I'm going to get as many stats as possible, and at the end of the season, I'm gone. As you see, my route running is getting better, and I'm not dropping passes. I'm basically the best receiver on this team, as well as running back. Is one play I'm getting a first down through the air, and then the next I'm picking up 20 yards on the ground. Of course, we would sell on that holding call here in the fourth quarter, only down 5 points, and I'm making clutch play after clutch play, just feeding me the ball as we try to get this game-winning touchdown. I'm able to get another first down out of the backfield as I get tackled across the 50-yard line, and I'm showing you again that I would get subbed off. Thankfully, we go ahead and win this game, but I'm really starting to get beef with coach. How am I the best skill player, and I'm watching from the sideline with the game on the line? Heading into this UNT game, man, I'm really starting to get upset. Thankfully, we're halfway through the season, and after this terrible interception from my quarterback, I can confidently say that this will be my last season at Army. I will not be wasting another season here, as they didn't even redshirt me my freshman year, but still didn't play me. So I just don't know if coach never liked me or what, but he only uses me to get down the field, and then he'll sub me out. Finally, on this first and goal, I'm able to get another touchdown, and as you see, when they give me the ball, I make plays, but they just stop giving me the ball. I don't know if it's politics, I don't know what we have going on, but I'm just not happy here at Army, and it's really stagnating my career. As you see, they took me out for the whole fourth quarter, and we lose another nail biter to North Texas. Just losing games that I honestly think wouldn't be close if coach would just use me how I'm supposed to be used. I'm getting us all the way down the field against this Memphis team right here, trying to pick up as many yards as possible, but I'm actually going to go down with a terrible injury right there and be forced to watch the rest of this game from the sideline as we take another consecutive L. Just watching the season fall apart as I try to rack up as many stats as possible. My goal, honestly, is to just show to a coach that I'm valuable enough to move to a bigger conference and hopefully at least get drafted in the later rounds of the NFL. I know that my development story is going to be slower than others, but at the end of the day, that's the end goal, and Army was just a step in the way. As literally just watching my plays, you can see that I've been getting better as the seasons have gone on, but for some reason, they just don't trust me enough. I'm able to get my second touchdown of this game as they're finally starting to give me the ball. I'm celebrating right here, but the truth is I'm extremely frustrated. I know that I can do this week in and week out, but for some reason, coach's play calling and usage of me just doesn't call for it. As you see, every time I get the ball, man, chunk play, big yards, I feel like I can honestly be one of the best backs in the nation if I'm just given enough chances and opportunities to make plays. As you see, I only had 7 carries, and I'm still able to get player of the game as we roll through Air Force with my 2 touchdowns. And I'm finally starting to turn the corner and come into my own as one of the best backs in the nation. But unfortunately, with the team I'm on and how I'm being used, the rest of the nation just doesn't see it that way, but I know it. I'm telling you, with only 3 more games left in the season, I will be away from Army next year as we lose another game to UTSA after I don't play the fourth quarter, and I'm just over fed up, man. Next year, I will be on a new team, and I'm going to show Army that they wasted 3 years of my career. My goal for these next 2 games is to absolutely show out and want them to want me to stay, and I'm gone anyway. My biggest goal is to show out next season and to make all these Army players and coaches wish that they actually cared about me and gave me the time of day to turn this team into what it could have been. As you see, just forcing stupid plays, and whenever I get the ball, I'm picking up 9 to 8 yards a carry, and then when I get the ball in the air, I'm able to pick up even more big yards, breaking his ankles to go ahead and get up in that end zone, and I just don't understand why they don't want to give me the ball more, man. I'm scoring every week at this point, and it's becoming second nature, and we're able to get a big play right here to actually go ahead and secure us a win on this season, but at this point, I'm more than disassociated. I'm gonna go ahead and celebrate with my teammates because I know it's not their fault, but I'm over this coaching staff and I'm over this program as I go ahead and get another player of the game headed toward the end of the season as I'm able to upgrade my quickness again, and we're still only a 79 overall, but you see we're making plays as we head to Army versus Navy for the final game of our season, and I'm already coming out with a big gain, and then I'm able to get wide open on the sideline to go ahead and get another. I just feel like I'm getting better every single game, and I can't wait to see the steps I take this off season and moving on, especially thinking about the new program that I'll be at next season. I have no idea where I want to go, but as I make another big play while the whole nation is watching, I feel like there's at least one program in a Power 5 that will give me a chance for my senior season. I know that I have to get up out of here because, boy, why did it take you 4 years to throw for 3,000 yards? That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. This is just not a program to come to if you want to develop as a skill player, and it's even funnier I said that, and then he's going to fumble right here, giving Navy the lead as we head to the fourth quarter, and now we're down for the first time this game. I'm able to get another big gain on the ground as I'm averaging over 10 yards a carry this game, 6 for 63, and I'm going to go ahead and get another gain of 11 right there, and of course they would sub me out. I just got 2 first downs in a row, and they sub me out for the rest of the drive and put me on this down where, of course, our quarterback is going to sell. They called a read option on an 8, and I'm so done with this team, man. I know I keep saying it, but you see what I mean. I make all of the plays, and then they want to sub me out, and then they want to BS, and we're going to lose the most important game of the season. And to be honest, I'm happy we lost that game because hopefully our coach gets fired. As you see on the ground, only 25 more carries, 400 more yards, also improving our receiving total by almost 200 yards. You see I'm making the steps, but I just need the touches. How am I not getting 100 carries as the starting running back? And I've decided to take my talents to Northwestern. Not the best school, but on the bright side, I was able to move up to the Big Ten, and on top of graduating early and getting my first L deal, I feel like my senior season will really be my time to shine, and the theme is definitely to trust yourself as we head into our first game of the season, and I get the starting job off the bat, picking up 8 yards right here. And one thing I can say coming out of training camp is our offense is way more high powered, and our scheme is to actually get me the ball. I made big improvements this offseason just working on my game, knowing I didn't have to study for any class. This season is going to be all about football. Getting my first touchdown of the season, my very first drive, just shows me what's to come for this season, as I'm going to continue to work and show people that I've been wrongfully bench riding over there in Army for the past 3 seasons. I feel like I'm going to be one of the best running backs in the nation, and we actually have a good offense to where I can line up out wide instead of being a dumbass second tight end. I'm getting the ball right here out of the slot, able to get another first down, as we're in a close game with Georgia State here in the first half. But as you see, whenever I'm open, they're giving me the ball, and I'm always on the field. We're going to jump to the fourth quarter as our offense did stagnate, and we're down 3 points. But as you see, the theme is to get me the ball. Trying to put the team on my back here to go ahead and secure us our first win of the season, as I'm just picking up chunk yards after chunk yards, and I'm able to get into the end zone for not only my second touchdown of this game, but the touchdown to go ahead and give us the lead over the Panthers here in week 1, as we're going absolutely crazy in the end zone. But unfortunately, they would score again, and we're down 3 points. But I'm going to make a big play right here, catching a corner route out wide to go ahead and get us across the 50-yard line. And with only 5 seconds left, I'm going to make another crazy catch, beating my man and giving us a timeout with 2 seconds left. And not only did I get us that touchdown, but I put us in field goal range on back-to-back plays to send us into overtime, just showing how much talent I've truly been hiding away all this time. As I'm going to make another big play, but it's going to be a holding call, and we will be forced to kick 3, and then Georgia will go ahead and score a touchdown. So we're going to start this game off 0-1, but I would be wrong to say I was upset, as I'm actually getting the ball now, and I feel like as long as I can play well enough to make it to the league, this season will be a success. Coming into our next game against Colorado, this is going to be one of the toughest games on our schedule, with a packed house and it being nationally televised. I came into this game with a big chip on my shoulder, trying to show everyone in the nation that I'm not to be played with, as I'm just getting big play after big play. 3 rushes for 34 yards against one of the best defenses in the nation, as I get another gain of 12, and I'm almost getting a first down every time I touch the ball. 5 rushes for 52 so far, and I'm going to go ahead and get us another first down. They just keep feeding me the ball. They see I'm on fire, and instead of subbing me out like some dumbass, they let me keep getting the ball, and they keep letting me cook. I'm able to get wide open in the soft spot of the defense to go ahead and pick up another gain of 15, as that drive would end in 7, and they're going to bring me back out here, and I'm back on my bullshit. Double juking to pick up another gain of about 15 yards, as this Colorado defense just has no answers for our run game. I'm going to go ahead and break this for my biggest run of the season so far, getting a gain of about 30 yards to get us well within Colorado territory and securing us another 7 points, as we're up against Colorado in this quarter, and I'm able to get the first down when we need to go ahead and secure this game. 12 rushes for 135 yards, as I went absolutely stupid, and if I can do that against Colorado, you already know what we're going to be on against this FCS school. As the weeks go on, I'm just feeling more and more dominant, as I'm already 6 or 7 yards down the field before I even get touched by a defender. This offense is just so much better, our line is better, and I've gotten better, and it just makes the game easier. And I'm just going wherever coach tells me to go, and I'm going to make a play regardless. Literally, if we need to pass, he lines me up out wide, and ironically enough, I get my first receiving touchdown right as I say that. If we need to run it, he gives it to me. Our coach is fully invested in me in the senior season, and it's showing, as not only is he trusting me, but it's paying off. Last year, I was lucky to get 10 carries in a game, and here I'm at that before the third quarter. Getting another huge run as I pick up a nice block, and I'm able to make this defender miss. I'm going to get us all the way down into the 4-yard line. Just absolutely running away with this game against the Sharks, as I rushed for 134 yards for my second consecutive 100-yard game. And the fact I only have 2 100-yard rushing games in my college career, and they came back to back, just shows you how fast I'm improving. Of course, our quarterback is going to ruin it. I didn't call for it this time, and he's going to throw it right to the defender. And not only that, but he's going to take it all the way into the end zone, putting us down 14-0 against the Huskies here in week 4. And unfortunately, he's going to throw another interception right here, only getting 6 points on offense, and this will be a down game, as we had 2 back-to-back bangers, but the Huskies brought us back down to earth, as we got absolutely smacked here in week 4, putting us at 2-2. But I'm starting to improve vastly, getting my elusiveness up, and now we're at 86 overall, headed into probably the hardest game of my college career so far, as we have Ohio State, already 2-2 and only 24th ranked, but you guys know how Ohio State can get, so we're gonna have to be locked in for this Big Ten matchup. Getting down the field early on and making some nice plays, but we're only able to get 3 points, and headed into this third quarter, we're down 7. The fact that the game is this close is surprising to me, but I'm working my ass off trying to get this upset against Ohio State, as I know all of the scouts are watching this game, so it's my job to go ahead and put on a show and make me put them on their board. Picking up some nice blocks right here in the fourth quarter, trying to go ahead and tie this game up, and unlike Army with the game on the line, I'm getting the ball almost every play, just trying to pick up as many yards as possible, as I'm able to get a gain of 6 right there. Gonna go ahead and feed me again. I get a nice block from the guard to go ahead and give us another first down, not only forcing Ohio State to burn their last time out, but getting another first down, and now I'm able to get in the end zone to go ahead and get a game-winning touchdown. Shocking the world and beating Ohio State behind my running is a game that's going to put me on the map for sure. Over 100 yards on the ground against one of the best defenses in the nation as we head to Wisconsin. That was undoubtedly the most important game of this season, and I'm definitely on draft boards at this point, but unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to build off of it right away, as I would get badly hurt in this Wisconsin game and I wouldn't be able to sub back into the third. Thankfully, though, my first touch, I'm getting another touchdown, giving us the lead against Wisconsin and showing that as soon as I get on the field, you have to watch me. Wisconsin would score back, though, and now we're down here in the fourth quarter. I'm able to make this clutch catch on 4th and 8 to keep us alive. Our quarterback is dropping back, and he's able to find me out of the backfield for another solid gain. Trying to get our second game-winning drive in a row, which we actually do. I get subbed off, but our offense is able to score as we beat Ohio State and now Wisconsin. 4-2 on the season as we play 5-1 UCLA. And if we win this game, we might be considered a sleeper to go ahead and crack that top 25. And halfway through the season, I'm feeling great, as not only do we have a winning record, but I'm putting up impressive numbers game after game. And as the season moves along, I feel like I'm a lock for the NFL draft. And even if I get drafted in a later round, I just need to get to the league, because you guys see, once I get that chip on my shoulder and once I start getting reps, it's up from there. I just need to develop. That's all I need to do is develop, and I know that I can make the league and be a big part of it, as I went from not even being able to start on Army to being one of the best skill players in the Big Ten, one of the most premier divisions in college football, and now we're down here 7 against UCLA, and with only one timeout left, we're trying our best to put together this drive, and we would have one more play left where we would go deep, and unfortunately it wouldn't amount to anything, so we're going to lose our first game in a while, ending our short win streak and ruining our chance of getting to the top 25. But honestly, coach only gave me 3 carries, and I don't understand what's up with that. You see what I'm saying? We start to win, and then people try to change stuff. I did still go crazy through the air, but I feel like I'm most effective when I'm on the ground, making defenders miss here in this Rutgers game, trying to go ahead and go 5-3 on the season, as I pick up another gain of 8 to get us well within their territory, and then I pick up some nice blocks and get to the outside. I'm gonna take this one all the way into the end zone, as my touchdowns are just getting longer and longer, as I'm gaining confidence, working on my speed, and just overall becoming a better back-end player, and you can see it with every game. The growth has just been crazy, and I can't wait to see where I'm at when I make the league, as my highlights are just getting nastier and nastier, starting to make more and more people miss as I keep working on my game. But unfortunately, I do call for it right here in some double coverage, and not only do they intercept it, but they're able to take it all the way back. Thankfully, we were up 2 scores, so we'll still have the lead after this, but calling for the ball in the right situations is something that I do still need to work on, as we're going to get a 3 and out, and they're able to get another score, and I'll make a man miss to go ahead and pick up a solid gain of 9, but we would actually get subbed out for the rest of this game and lose another close one. And now I'm starting to get frustrated again with this coaching. Why am I being subbed out in close games? You saw I had 104 yards before the fourth quarter even started, but I don't touch the field. That makes no sense. And here against the 6-2 Michigan State team, I'm taking the anger out from last game on these Spartans, as I'm just picking up big gain after big gain. Already 57 yards here with only 6 rushes, and my question is, why do I only have 6 carries in the third quarter? I don't understand it. It seems like they're doing the same thing at Army. Something works, and then they try to change it. I don't know if coach is trying to say that he doesn't need me for his offense to work or what. As you see, 7 for 92, and then I get subbed out for the rest of the game again. No wear and tear, no nothing, man. As yes, we're able to get the W, and I still have a good game, but you see, I'm getting these stats in 3 quarters. Why am I not being played in the 4th? For me, man, college was just a learning experience, and if I'm lucky enough to get drafted and make the league, hopefully the coach I get in the NFL isn't on the same type of timing. I just don't understand how you can sit here and watch me make all of these plays at the beginning of the game, and then you're like, I'm gonna do my own thing. As you see, I'm just cooking defenders, whether I'm lined up out wide running a route or they give it to me out of the backfield and I get to the outside picking up huge gains. For some reason, whenever it's time to get in the end zone, or forever when it's time for that last touchdown, they saw me do it against Ohio State. They saw me do it against the team after, but for some reason now they just don't want to play me. Thankfully, here in Nebraska, as you see, 2 minutes left and we're down, I get the ball and I drive us all the way down the field, and then I get subbed out. And of course, we don't score and we lose. I have no idea what to do, and I have no idea why coach is acting this way now here in the middle of the season, as we went from being 4 and potentially cracking the top 25 to being 5-5 and having no chance at the playoffs. And literally every game we lost, I watched from the sideline, but I'm undoubtedly the best player on this team. I just don't understand what I need to do to get in the good graces of these college coaches. As you see, no one can stop me, getting us all the way down into the red zone. And of course, I have 83 yards on only 6 carries in the second quarter, and would you believe it, I get subbed out. We would score, but I'm just like, bruh, let me do my job, man. I just feel like I'm being used. They put me in to get some yards, and then they try to give the glory to somebody else, and then at the end of the games, they just take me out completely. I don't know if our coach is making parlays and betting on the other team and just subbing me out just so we can lose, but he needs to get it together. As you see, I get us a clutch first down right here, then I get subbed out for the rest of the drive and forces us to punt, but now it's a 2nd and 12, and he wants to sub me in and run the ball. Of course, I'm gonna get the first down, and then here he's gonna feed me again. I'm able to get us to the 2-yard line, where eventually we would score and also get this 2-point conversion. They'll finally win a game against Maryland. Like I said, man, I don't know what coach has going on. I don't know if he has the under on my touchdowns. I don't know if he'd be taking the other team's money line, but we really need to get this together with only a couple of games left, as I'm just trying to make the draft and improve my stock as much as possible with only 1 regular season game left here against Illinois. This is my final chance in the regular season to put on a show, and you see I'm already coming out hot. 2 rushes for 41 yards, and then of course I get subbed out and we kick 3. How do you have a back averaging over 20 yards a carry and you sub him out? 4 rushes for 62 yards, man. Like, what are we doing? It literally looks like I'm getting a first down every time I touch the rock. And And yes, I do call for it right here, but out of frustration, as we're getting absolutely smacked by Illinois, because every time we go down the field, I get subbed off. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but you guys see, it's literally the reason we keep losing games, as we lose another one to Illinois, 21-10, to go ahead and end our season on the wrong foot. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of hopes coming into the season. This was by far my best season, rushing for over 1,000 yards and also catching for 5 and making first team all Big Ten. But I just don't understand why coach started doing me wrong toward the end of the season. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and leave that behind me, as we completed our goal. We got invited to the combine, so now this is our time to go ahead and finally show out. No more coaches holding us back. Now from this point on, it's gonna be up to us, and I already come out blazing. 4.26 on the 40, making me the fastest running back in this class, already skyrocketing my draft stock. And then I get a 4.1 on the shuttle, absolutely cooking these combine drills. And we're gonna go 7 for 8 on the routes, but this is gonna be on my quarterback. He's gonna overthrow me, so I'm really not gonna sweat it, as we absolutely cooked the combine to go ahead and be projected as a first round pick, and our name would finally get called. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset that we went to Carolina. Why the hell would they trade all the way down knowing that their team is trash? I thought that I'd be able to go to a good situation being a late round pick, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and make the best of it. But on the bright side, I'm officially a starting running back in the NFL, and I went absolutely crazy in training camp. So this first week of preseason, I only get a few carries, but this will actually be the first time I'm happy I don't play a lot, because you know that means I'm starting headed into next season. Week 2 of the I am going to be able to play the whole first half, and I get my first big run in the NFL against these Jets, and I'm feeling good in our second week of the preseason. Just trying to string together some good reps and show coach that I'm going to be a real weapon to him in this offense headed into the regular season, as we drive all the way down the field behind my runs, and I'm able to get my first NFL touchdown. Can't wait to be able to say that in the regular season, but getting it here in the preseason still feels nice. Being able to line up in the slot in the preseason shows me that they're going to be using me just how I was used in college, not only getting handoffs, but lining up out wide and making the defense pay with my versatility, able to get open off of routes and secure the ball at the catch point, getting us all the way down the field during this 2-minute drill, where I would drop this pass and force us to take 3, but that was still a solid drive, showing that even when we only have 2 minutes, the running back is still going to be involved in the game, and we're able to get ourselves another preseason win. Heading into our last and toughest preseason game against the Bills, we're going to be able to play most of this game, so it's finally time for us to open up the playbook a little bit and see what our offense is going to have going into week 1 against one of the best teams in the NFL. Up 5-0 here against the AFC powerhouse, I'm able to run for a first down, and the very next play they go ahead and throw it to me, as I'm able to get out of bounds after a solid gain of 8, trying to secure us 3 points before half, but Bryce Young's going to throw a bad pick to end the half, but thankfully we get the ball back as we're still up here in this third quarter, putting together a solid game. But I'm actually going to have my first fumble right here, and I did not want my first fumble to be before the regular season even started, so I'm desperately trying to make up for that bad play, as I do not want to lose my starting spot in the NFL, and you see I do that perfectly, getting a big gain and securing us another win, as we're able to finish the preseason undefeated, and me and Bryce Young are feeling good, saying let's make this a season to remember. I won 1,100 rushing yards as a rookie, and I'm hyped for our first game, as not only is it a divisional rivalry against the Saints, but it's just my first official start in the NFL, so I'm trying to make something happen and trying to see how I stack up against the best players in the world. Unfortunately, our offense would start off slow, as our first drive would end in a 3 and out after the Saints already got a gain of 7, but I was able to get a few touches just to get my feet wet in the league, and the next drive I'm coming out a lot more confident, put up a huge gain through the air, and I'm going to go ahead and make it back-to-back plays, as not only do I catch this ball, but I'm able to outrun 2 defenders to get us well within Saint territory. And now that we're in the NFL, I know that I'll be able to finish off these drives, and I won't be getting subbed out in ridiculous spaces, so I just need to start gaining my confidence, just getting comfortable banging around with these elite NFL defenses, as they just keep feeding me the ball, and we drive all the way down the field, and I'm able to get my first official touchdown of the season in the first half. Absolutely hype, and there's something sweet about getting my first touchdown in a division rival stadium. I'm going to come back the next drive still on my bullshit, as I'm able to juke out about 3 defenders and get us all the way back in the red zone in just one completion, where we go with the halfback screen on a 3rd and 5, but unfortunately they're all over it, and we're forced to take another 3 to only give us a 6-point lead headed into the 4th quarter. Defense would get a great stop in field goal range. I'm able to take this handoff and get up in the end zone for my second touchdown of this game. 2 touchdowns in week 1, and I'm feeling good, man, as this is going to make me one of the best running backs in the NFL. I know that that's early on in the season, but the fact that I'm able to start off with a bang, securing a catch to give me over 100 yards through the air, and giving us our first win of the season to start off 1-0 against these New Orleans Saints, and I'm feeling great, man. 3 combined yards and 2 touchdowns as we head into week 2, where we can't get too excited though, as week 2 we have one of the best teams in the NFL in the Chargers, and we're already down 7-0 here in the first quarter, as we have 8 carries. I'm averaging less than 4 yards per rush. This is one of the best defenses in the NFL, and we're feeling it, as it's already the 3rd quarter, and this is our first time making it past the 50. Bryce Young's going to drop back and try to get us a big play, but he's going to end up throwing a terrible pass to Derwin James, as we just continue to struggle here at home, and this definitely brought me back down to earth, as I felt like I was going to be one of the best backs early on last week, and here our offense hasn't been able to get anything going, and I'm going to get absolutely smacked, getting my first fumble of the regular season, as we're down 2 scores here in the 4th quarter, and we're finally able to get a big play, getting us into the red zone for the very first time this game. I'm able to juke to the outside to get us to the 15-yard line, as we're desperately trying to find some points here in the 4th quarter, and I get smacked, but I'm able to get another rushing touchdown, but unfortunately this would be in garbage time, and we just wouldn't have enough time to come back. Our defense put up a great fight
fight, but we just couldn't get the offense going till the end of the game. And as you see, 17 rushes for 53 yards will not get it done, especially when I'm supposed to be one of the premier players on this offense. So here, headed into week 3 against the Oakland Raiders, I have a chip on my shoulder. As you see, I'm even out here blocking, just trying to have as best of a season as possible. And now that I'm out of college, I am focused on wins. This isn't just about me anymore, as I've made the league and now I'm a starter. So yes, I'm trying to get the best stats possible, but I'm just trying to do anything to help my team win. Doing the things that don't show up on the stat sheet as well as what does, is I fry my man right here to give us another first down and put us in the red zone. I don't care if coach wants me out wide or if he wants me blocking, but I'm gonna make a play anywhere. I thought I was open, but the safety actually makes a great play on the ball, and we're gonna be down 2 scores here in the fourth quarter for the second week in a row, as it seems like that first Saints game was maybe a little bit of a fluke. 2 games in a row where we're struggling on the ground, as I only have 40 yards here in the fourth quarter, and I'm gonna drop an important pass right here that would have gave us a first down, but I'm able to make up for it the very next play. That is one thing I like about the NFL, is that coach will not lose trust in you. I dropped it on 3rd and he called my number again on 4th, and not only was I able to get the first down, but I drive us down the field to go ahead and get another touchdown on the season. 3 consecutive weeks and 3 consecutive touchdowns, and I go ahead and get the 2-point conversion to only put us down 3 points, but our defense would not be able to get off the field in time, and we're going to lose another game in a row, and I'm starting to solidify myself as one of the star players on this team. So of course the media is going to be asking me about the loss, and I said that we desperately need to improve, but on the bright side, I'm able to get my first endorsement deal in the NFL, signing with Oakley Visors as we play another AFC powerhouse in the Cincinnati Bengals, and we're already starting off on the wrong foot. Bryce Young's going to get sacked right here, forcing us to punt and go down 2 scores, as it's already the second quarter, and I only have 2 rushes for -1 yards. It's just really frustrating because I went the very last pick of the first round, and I ended up on a struggling team. I don't even know what trade they made to put them all the way down here in the draft for us to be this weak and for me to go to them. I could have definitely went to a more favorable situation, but at this point in time, I just have to make the best of it. Thankfully, we're able to get a touchdown right there to only put us down 3 points, but they're going to go ahead and score again. And as we head to this third quarter, I have 11 rushes for 16 yards before I make this big chunk play. Our offensive line just has not been doing me any favors, but thankfully enough, I can still get it done through the air. Getting a receiving touchdown right here to go ahead and only make the lead 3 points, as all of our games so far have been close. But then, of course, Bryce Young is going to sell. The Bengals not only are going to get 7, but they're going to intercept this ball and then take this back for 7 as well, putting us down a whole 3 scores with only a minute left in the fourth quarter to go ahead and close the door on this game. It was literally close with 2 minutes left, and we just absolutely shit the bed against Cincinnati, losing 31-14 as we lose our 3rd game in a row. And the holes in this team are really starting to show. As you see, Bryce Young pulls me to the side and says that we need to stop losing, but I'm not going to lie, bro. You keep throwing a lot of interceptions, so I'm just going to say that I'm going to do this shit myself. I'll put this team on my back if I have to, as we head into the next game against the Bears. Playing a 0-4 Chicago, we really need this W if we want any chance at making the playoffs, and to be honest, we're probably not this season. The team is just way too weak, and then they made a weak-ass trade to draft me, and I know I sound like a hater, but honestly, I just feel like I've been getting dealt bad hands. I went to Army, didn't play my whole freshman season, didn't get redshirted, wasted a whole season, didn't play, and then I come here to the NFL, and I get drafted last in the first round, but to one of the worst teams. I just feel like when it comes to the programs around me, I'm just getting the worst luck as I get this touchdown right here, but I'm done complaining. I'm just going to try my best to put this roster on my back and just salvage the rest of this NFL season, as it's still early on and anything can happen. And I've already established myself as the best offensive player on this team, and it's only week 5. So being a rookie, I really just need to focus on improving and getting better, as I'm already making strides on both the ground and through the air. As you see, they're lining me up out wide more consistently, looking like a better version of Deebo Samuel here so far, as our team isn't performing well, but you see my stats as I'm constantly picking up big yards no matter how you give me the ball, and I'm going to drop this pass on a key 3rd and 10 to force us to punt while we're down. That one's going to be on me. Bryce actually found me wide open, and we wouldn't even get the ball back. So this loss right here actually is weighing on me, as I had a solid performance, but when the team needed me the most, I vanished. So I had to go ahead and upgrade my catching headed into this next game against ATL, as we are now 1-4, and we have lost 3 games in a row headed into this divisional matchup at home, and this is a must-win game if we want any chance at success this season. 8 rushes for 34 yards so far, and we're able to complete a few passes as we're finally putting a solid drive together here in the second quarter. I pick up another gain of 9, and then they're going to go ahead and feed me again to get the first, but they're going to blow up that run, and we're going to be forced to punt. O-line didn't help me there, but then they're going to go ahead and make up for it as we get 2 good blocks right here, and I'm able to make a man miss to go ahead and pick up about a gain of 17 yards on that halfback screen. Up by 3 points as we get across midfield right here, desperately trying to get some points before the half to go up 2 possessions. I'm able to not only make a man miss, but then break another tackle to at least secure us 3 points, but of course we want that 7. Lining up out wide and then catching this drag route to only make it a 2nd and 2, and then Bryce is going to find me again out of the backfield on the flat to set us up with a nice 1st and goal with a couple of plays and a timeout left, and I'm just able to dive up in that end zone to give us a 2-score lead and get another touchdown on the season, as I've scored every single game so far this season and establishing myself as one of the best skill players in the NFL as a rookie. Getting the ball here in the third quarter, we're just trying to go ahead and put this game away, and I make one move and I'm all the way down the sideline, picking up another huge gain of almost 40 yards to set us up at the 21, where Bryce is able to find Deontay wide open in the end zone to put us up 17 points in this divisional matchup, as we're trying to stay undefeated in the NFC South early on. still making plays through the air as I catch this short slant and I'm able to use my legs to pick up another gain of 15, and then they give it right back to me on the ground, showing that I am the playmaker of the Carolina Panthers. I have over 126 yards in this divisional matchup, and they're just going to keep feeding me over a $140 on the ground, and I'm going to take this halfback screen all the way to the house for my second touchdown of this game, as I'm going absolutely stupid in this matchup. And with us up over 3 scores, I'm just trying to go ahead and put the game away right here. I get another big first down as I finish with 170 yards on the ground and 82 through the air. Over 300 total yards and 2 touchdowns as a rookie is a crazy performance, but unfortunately when we come here against the Commanders, it would not be the same. We'd be down 0-14, and our offense hasn't done much of anything here headed into the half, and we're desperately just trying to get some points to make this a closer game, and we're going to do that right here as Bryce Young's able to find Xavier absolutely frying his man to go ahead and get up in that end zone and only make it a 1-score game, and we get the ball to start the second half. So with only 48 yards right here, I'm trying to go ahead and turn our offense around, and I'm going to have a bad fumble, but thankfully we're able to recover it to go ahead and keep the drive going. But our offensive line is getting absolutely smoked right here on this 3rd and 2, so we'll be forced to punt, but thankfully we'll get the ball back. But then Bryce Young is going to throw this bad pass on a 3rd and 14, forcing us to give the ball right back to the Commanders, and they get 3. And not only do they get 3 to put us up 10, but the very next drive, he's going to throw another crazy pass, throwing it right to the defense to go ahead and put them well within field goal range to secure us another loss on the season. And I'm not going to lie, Bryce Young be selling, bro. I know I'll be dropping passes time to time, but you see with the game on the line, he's just throwing a lot of interceptions. And as we have another tough defense in Denver, we're already down 14 points before the half. Offense has just been looking real stagnant ever since that 100-yard game, and then Bryce Young is going to throw another interception. I was hoping with this being his 3rd season in the NFL, he would start coming into his own, but he still looks like the same quarterback. Still has a lot of work to do, and it seems like whenever he wants to get rid of the ball, he just gives it to me, as I'm going to get absolutely smacked by a defender right here, getting yet another fumble, as my ball security is something that I definitely need to work on, with that being my 2nd fumble in 2 weeks. I'm going to go ahead and make up for it right here as they line me up in the slot, and I'm going to take this streak all the way into the end zone, showing that I'm not a running back, but I'm just a player, man. I can go to running back, I can go to receiver, and I'm still going to make a play, wiping that fumble away from their memory as we're still down 14 points, but they put me back out wide, and I'm still making plays, getting us to the 50-yard line on that slant, and they're going to give me the ball right back as I put Pat Surtain's ankles in my bag to go ahead and get us another first down, fighting our hardest to come back in this game, but the Broncos defense isn't having none of it, forcing us to kick 3 right there after a solid drive, and they're going to go ahead and get another 7. So with only 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter, it looks like we're going to lose yet another game on this season. The struggles continue as from college now to the NFL, it seems like I just can't get on a winning team. I'm trying my best, but this is a team sport, and I do still need some help around me. They're asking me what happened out there, and the truth is we did not execute, man. Only 10 points, and our offense has been looking real pedestrian lately. But with our weak division surprisingly being 2-6 and being undefeated in the NFC South, we're still not eliminated from the playoffs. This is a must-win game against the Saints as we have the same record, and if we can go ahead and sweep this season's series, this will really help us in the NFC South and maybe even sneak us into a wild card game. As you see, there hasn't been much going. I only have 9 yards here in the 2nd quarter. I'm finally able to get my first big run of this game. They're going to go ahead and give me the ball again on the screen. I'm able to pick up a nice block from my lineman to go ahead and give us a 2nd and inches, where a few plays later, they just keep feeding me the ball. We have no timeouts, and we go for it, and we actually get stuffed right here, and we wouldn't even be able to get back to the line. So it's going to be 0-0 headed into the 3rd, but I'm going to go ahead and stop that right here. Absolutely snatching Tyrann Mathieu's ankles, and I'm going to have one man to beat, and he's not going to catch me. I'm going to burn Marshawn Lattimore all the way into the end zone to go ahead and not only get the biggest run of my career, but to go ahead and give us the lead in this divisional round. For some reason, so far this season, the Saints just have had no answers for me, and I wonder if I'm going to be like Derrick Henry. Whenever a divisional game comes, I just turn it up a notch, and the defense has no answers. As here in the 4th quarter, I'm up $160, and we're just trying to put this game away. Up 7 points, and you see they're just feeding me the ball again and again, and this is something that I can never get in college. I would be subbed out by now, but you see, no matter how tired I am, I'm able to put the team on my back to get this first down, and this is exactly the way that I want the games to be. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how many carries I get. Give me the ball, and I promise you I'll carry us to a victory, as we're finally able to stop that losing streak. And I'm sorry, I had to take the credit for that game. 20 carries for 190 yards, and I got it done through the air too. Just give me the ball and block for me, and I promise you I'll do the rest as we come out here against these 2-7 Giants, and I'm making big play after big play once again. 4 rushes for 35 yards, almost averaging 10 yards carry, as I'm gonna open it up through the pass game too, catching the slant and then making a defender miss to put us well within New York territory here in Germany. But of course, Bryce goddamn Young, he's gonna throw an interception, and they're gonna get some huge yards right here to put them on our side of the field. But our defense was actually able to get a pick 6. So as we get the ball to start this 3rd quarter, we're actually up 7 points, trying to string together 2 wins in a row as our offense is finally starting to pick up some firepower. Adam Thielen's gonna catch this bubble route and go ahead and use his old man ass legs to get us inside the red zone and secure us 3 points, where our defense has been locked down all game. I'm gonna get not one first down through the air, but they're gonna give it to me, and I'm gonna make a defender miss to get another one on the ground as well. Where a few plays later, they're gonna go ahead and feed me, and I'm gonna get up in that end zone to go ahead and close this game against the Giants. At this point, getting at least 100 scrimmage yards a game and getting in that end zone at least once. I know that I'm a premier skill player in this league, and once our team finally gets our chemistry together, even if we don't make the playoffs this season, we will be a problem in the future. Here we have the 9-1 Chiefs, the best team in the, and I came out here with a chip on my shoulder trying to put on a show. Obviously, everyone thinks we're losing coming into this game at 4-6, but if we can make make a statement right here and I can have a good game, I'll put the whole league on notice as I'm able to juke out 4 defenders with one move right there as we're desperately trying to get some points before half, and I'm able to secure us another first down to go ahead and do just that. And we also receive the second half kickoff. So as I take the stretch, I'm down the sideline and I turn my average from 2 yards a carry to 7.2 in just one run. Not only flipping the field, but putting this game on its head as they're going to give it to me again. I'm going to get another gain of about 11 yards to set us up with the second and goal. And you know I'm getting up in that end zone. We are up 2 scores against the best team in the NFL, and I can confidently say I'm the main reason why. We did struggle in the first half, but as you see now, I'm just getting yards at will, and it seems like this Chiefs defense is struggling to stop me. I'm able to get to the outside to go ahead and pick up another huge gain as I'm already over 125 yards, and it's only the third quarter. Picking up another gain of 9 right there on that stretch, as that's going to be the final play of the fourth quarter. I'm already over 1,000 yards on the season, and it's only the 10th game of the season. I'm already at my 1,000 out of 1,100 yards, so it's safe to say that this season has already been a success, but I'm not stopping there. Just continue to feed the beast as I'm going to get my 20th carry of this game right here, and we're not going to get the first down, and funny enough, we're not going to make the field goal either, and the Chiefs would score, but we would shock the world, beating Patrick Mahomes and the best team in the NFL to move us to 5-6 on the season. And like I said, we're still undefeated in the NFC South. So yes, I'm gonna fumble right here while we're down 7 points to Tampa Bay, but if we win this game right here, we will literally be on pace to make the playoffs at 6-6. So that fumble was really costly as they're able to get another 7, so I need to go ahead and make up for it. Able to get a big run right here to start the second quarter, as we need at least 3 if we want to stay in this game. The Buccaneers are 6-5, but they've had some really tough games this season, so this is no team to sneeze at. As you see, they're gonna stop us here on this 4th and 3. We're gonna come out with another drive with no points and go down 21-0. This game is starting to look dire as I am able to pick up this first down right here, but we're gonna need 3 scores just to tie up this game, and the third quarter is already coming to a close. 3rd and inches right here, we desperately need this first down, and we're able to get it as Bryce Young absolutely threads the needle, just trying to get into the end zone in this fourth quarter as I make not 1 but 2 defenders miss to go ahead and set us up with our first and goal of this game. And Bryce Young's able to capitalize. He's gonna go ahead and run in for this touchdown, but unfortunately that would be our only score of this game, and we'll be back in the losing column. We win and beat the Chiefs, but then we're gonna lose our first divisional game of the season, and it's safe to say if we lose another divisional game, the Bucs will go ahead and take the NFC South, and we can't dwell on that game now as we have a solid Cowboys team, and you know Madden, they're actually not trash, so we're gonna need to be fully locked in if we want to beat the 12-3 Cowboys. And of course Bryce Young is gonna start this game with the fumble after they already got some points, so the next time we come out on offense, we're already down 2 scores, and we're gonna have to defy the odds as we're already 5-8, and now the season's starting to wind down, so every win and every loss matters, and I'm fully aware of that. So I'm pulling out all the stops, getting big yards on the ground, and of course through the air, you know I'm gonna be wide open. Bryce Young's able to find Deontay to go ahead and give us this first down on a clutch 3rd and 9, and then they're gonna feed me to go ahead and get in the end zone to only put us down 3 points here in Dallas as we head into the third quarter. And with us receiving that second half kickoff, this is our chance to at least tie up the game, but you know I want the lead. Able to pick up another gain of about 15 yards as I have 9 for 70. Been having an amazing game against this Dallas Cowboys defense. I was able to secure us 3 right there to tie it up, but Dallas is gonna get 7, and here on this 3rd and 13 we're stopped, so we're gonna be forced to punt while being down 7, and they get 3 to go ahead and make it a 2-score game with only 40 seconds left. Bryce Young is gonna throw an absolute bomb to go ahead and get a touchdown, but we have no timeouts left, so they're just gonna go ahead and knee it out, and we're gonna lose yet another game on the season. Our playoff hopes are not completely dead yet, but when coach asked me how I like our chances, I can't lie, I'm definitely concerned. We're basically gonna have to win out the whole NFC South and still hope that the Buccaneers lose some games, as now we're 5-9 here in Arizona and we're down 7-0, trying to put a drive together to tie up the game before the half as I'm able to make a defender miss and put us at the 30-yard line off of that stretch, and Mo Alley Cox is able to beat his man to get up in that end zone to tie up this game at 7 apiece, giving us the second half kickoff. And as you see, so far we're struggling, but after this run I'll be averaging 5.2 a carry. Not bad, as they're going to give it to me again on the 2nd and 4, and I'm able to get a first down and a lot more while making some defenders miss as we're driving down the field trying to take this lead. Look at my vision as I don't see anything to the left, so I cut back and spin inside, but believe it or not, they would actually go down and score, and we're going to drop to 5-10 on the season. And you see the Buccaneers are 8-7, so unfortunately our playoff hopes are over as it's already week 17 and we only have 2 games left in this regular season. I'm just trying my best, so at this point, knowing our playoff hopes are over, I am being a little selfish, obviously still trying to win the game, but I'm doing everything I can to show people that I'm a valuable player in this league, as with no playoffs, I only have 2 regular season games left to show my worth as I get another receiving touchdown on the season. And as you see, the second to last game, I have 862 yards and am leading all of the running backs in receiving yards by a mile, almost 1,000 yards through the air, man. I might as well have 2 possessions on my player card as I get another first down right there, and they're gonna throw it to me again, and I'm able to get yet another. As you see, only 14 rushes for 43 yards. The run game wasn't doing too well besides this touchdown I get right here, but I can still impact the game through the air, and I feel like that's gonna be my greatest strength here in the NFL. When the run's not working, I can still be utilized, but then you can't sleep on me because I can still make a big play. Finally able to pop a big run, and this is gonna be my longest run of my career, taking this all the way into the end zone and hitting the hole my dig dive to give us a 2-score lead on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First place in the division, and we went ahead and beat them, and that's not gonna change the playoff race at all, but that's a good win for us headed into next season, as we know that we can definitely win this division if we can just win the games outside of it. So far, only having 1 loss in our division. Heading into the final game of the season. As you see, 100 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 942 yards through the air. My goal for this game is to get 1,000 on the ground and 1,000 through the air, and I want to go ahead and be named the best dual threat in the NFL in only my first season. So we're going to try to go ahead and get those last 60 receiving yards, but of course I'm going to keep doing my thing on the ground. 5 for 26, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up right here, getting another gain of about 17 yards before I'm finally tackled, and I'm able to get to the outside to go ahead and pick up another gain of over 15. Just chunk play after chunk play as I break 3 niggas' ankles in one play. And I'm going to take this all the way into the end zone, and with this being the last game of the season, I feel like I'm one of the best backs in the league at this point, and if I just had a team around me, I have no idea what I would be doing right now, but I can't think like that. I just have to work what I got, and I feel like I've been doing that. 9 for 95, and you see I'm absolutely cooking them through the air too. Getting us another first down, and they're going to line me up out wide here on the 2nd and 4, where I'm able to beat my man on another out route as we're trying to go ahead and take the lead before the half, and we're able to do just that as Bryce able to find the tight end on the flat. Go ahead and get us the go-ahead touchdown, and we get the ball to start the second half, and I'm starting out with a bang. I make not 2, but 3 defenders misses. I'm going to run this down the sideline, juke out AJ Terrell, and no one's going to catch me. Taking this all the way into the end zone for another big rush on the season. 170 yards and 2 touchdowns, as this was by far my best game of the season, and it coming at the end of the season in a divisional round just shows how much improvement I've made. As I'm going to go ahead and take another one all the way to the crib. 3 touchdowns of over 50 yards against a divisional opponent, and yes, this is still on all Madden. Unfortunately, we're not going to make the playoffs, but you can't help but recognize the growth that I've made this season. We're going to go ahead and win another divisional game, and the fact that we only lost 1 divisional game and didn't make the playoffs is crazy, but you see, I had 260 rushing yards in one game. I make the Pro Bowl, but for some reason, Madden doesn't let you play it, and I led the league by far with 1,700 yards and 15 touchdowns, as well as 1,000 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns, getting Offensive Player of the Year, as well as Offensive Rookie of the Year and Best Running Back. Absolutely taking the NFL by storm, and all I can say is I'll see y'all in year 2.